Hello, welcome to my channel, Oracle Intuitions. My name's Catherine, and this is your forecast for May 2020. In this reading, we're going to be looking into the current energies going into May, such as what you're allowing to come through and what energies you may be blocking, as well as how to get the most out of this month ahead. We're also going to be looking into your surrounding relationships, and we're going to be closing the reading off with messages from Spirit regarding your current journey. Just so you know, guys, I'm an intuitive reader, which means that while I do read traditional tarot, I also look into the energies that I feel are here as I'm performing my readings. I'm very honest and I'm very blunt, and I'm just going to remind you that because my readings are for the collective, not all readings will resonate with everyone. If you do enjoy this reading, however, and you'd like a more in-depth personal reading, please see the link to my website below. I've also listed all the cards used in this reading, as well as a schedule of all of the readings that I'm going to be doing on my channel. If you would like to be alerted every time I post a new reading, please click subscribe and hit the notification bell. And now let's begin. Aries, okay, let's take a look into what energies you're bringing in from April. Let's see what this month is, what we're starting off with. Let's see what energies is going forward into this next month. See what energies you're allowing, what energies you're blocking. Phoenix Rising, the Alchemy card, Beauty, Wild, and self-love. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you have been doing a lot of self-analyzing. Okay, this is right off the bat. Now, whether this has to do with, we've all been inside, we've all been kind of quarantined, we've all had, some time to really do some thinking. I feel like there's a stronger sense of self for many of you here. I feel like some of you have really gone into yourselves. You've really taken the time to work on this self-love, this Phoenix Rising, bringing yourself to a whole new place. It feels like some of you have really done a lot of introspection. I can't pronounce that word, introspection into yourselves. Yeah, look at that. The Strength card is coming through in the Hangman right there. I mean, I love how the cards, like, they will, come up and they will just tell you, like, they're just so straightforward. Yeah, the self-care, look at this. I feel like some of you went into this, like, there is some heartbreak in here. And what I'm getting from this is that Three of Swords coming in. Sometimes we feel so bound, like maybe during the quarantine, I feel like some of you, whether you were working or whether, maybe you were on the front lines, maybe you had to participate and be, one of those amazing people that had to help us through this time. But I feel like some of you, this time, whether you were by yourselves or even, maybe perhaps you're with your family, but there was some struggle for some of you. And this can be whether it's internal, whether it can be external, but that Three of Swords is coming through this. So the Three of Swords is like, it is a card of sometimes heartbreak and pain. And I feel like some of you are really going through this, but during the process, through this time, I'm really feeling that many of you also allowed yourself, and even the ones that may be still bringing that energy into the month of May, I feel like now is the time. What you've been doing is you've been really creating, really looking into yourself, really like that self-love, that introspective, that Hangman is coming through. This is all about contemplation, looking into yourself, taking the time, being still and allowing yourself to do exactly as this Phoenix Rising, gaining that inner strength, getting some balance. That inner balance is what I feel coming through. Looking in and seeing your own inner beauty. I'm also getting the word creative with this. So I feel like this Beauty card, there have been some of you that what I'm getting is you actually discovered new talents within yourselves. And this Empress card is showing here that you've really put some really like strong self-care into moving forward. This Wild card coming through, I feel like there was times throughout the last month or so, where, you know, you see her with these Three of Swords and she just looks so defeated. She just looks so, you know, sad. And I feel like some of you were going through that, but the energy was almost uncontrollable. I feel like it, I mean, that's not an excuse to be uncontrolled in our behavior, but what I'm getting is, like, I feel like this, it's like an inner, you know, I'm trying to find the word, but it's like an inner fire, and it may have upset some of you, but what it also did is it really brought you straight, you know, forward into looking into that inner strength, really going into yourselves, allowing yourself to balance and become like that phoenix rising from the ashes. This is what I'm getting. I'm also getting here with this self-love. Some of you have, I'm getting here about relationships as well, is what I'm receiving with this self-love and this Eight of Coins. I feel like some of you during this time really went through a phase where perhaps you were seeing some relationships that you thought were stronger or stable, and you're developing a different sense of self-love, a stronger sense of self-love. And you're really working towards that. You're looking at other past relationships, and I feel like this might be where that heartbreak also comes in for some of you. And I feel like you're looking at that and going, you know what? I don't need that relationship. I deserve better. I deserve, you know, to be treated in a better and a stronger manner. I feel like I have this self-love for myself is what I'm getting here. And you're recognizing your own inner and outer beauty, and you're learning to balance your emotions. So I feel like for some of you, this is really going to resonate. I'm also getting here that some of you may have been looking at your past careers or your past jobs, and I feel that some of you, yeah, that's exactly it, are wondering. It's the Tower card. So that, you know, the Tower, he rises from ashes. Like, the Tower is an amazing card. A lot of people hate this card. I kind of like it because it's the ending of one thing and the beginning of a new thing. Okay, you know, the Tower needs to sort of crumble down in order for it to rise up. And this is what I kept getting as well, is I feel like some of you were looking at your past careers and, you know, or maybe your jobs or even your, you know, current positions, and you're going, you know, there's more than this. And some of you may already started that process about rising up, rising above, going ahead. Maybe there's, and I kept getting that creativity with this beauty card, and I feel like some of you are almost creating beauty, you know, whether this is a hobby or an art form, or, you know, I mean, it could really be anything, but that's what I keep getting. Like, maybe you're looking into things with this Eight of Pentacles card, because this is about like apprenticeship, training, learning new things. And I feel like there's some of you that are looking at your past jobs and saying, look, I don't know if I really want to go back to that. I'm really enjoying this beautiful thing that I have created, and I think I want to start new. And this is what I'm getting. I'm also receiving here, yeah, that it's something that you may really want to follow. It might be a completion. It feels like, especially with this Hangman coming through, I feel like that contemplation, that time that you've taken to contemplate and look into what it is that you want going into the future is giving you a lot of contentment. Like, the feeling, the emotional feeling is really, I want to use the word bubbling. I feel like it might be bubbling inside of you. And I'm also getting here with it landing in with this Three of Swords, I'm feeling that some of you might have a little bit of a harder time letting go of your past. Like, you're concerned, should I go ahead? Should I go do this? Should I follow this path that I keep feeling, that is making me feel that strength inside of me that's coming from, you know, from these feelings? And should I go ahead and make this beautiful thing? Should I make this maybe into a career? Could I look into it as something other than what it is that I'm currently doing now? Yeah, and you're struggling with it. It is showing that. I feel like some of you, with this Devil card, the first thing that's coming through, I feel some of you, even though you're feeling very contented in the thought of taking this maybe other career or looking into creating that beauty, there is some guilt there. That's what I'm getting with this Devil card. You might have families to support. You might have, maybe people would look at you like you're foolish or something. But that Devil card is coming through, and I am feeling that there's some of you that are feeling the guilt about it. Yeah, and that Seven of Swords. So you're wondering, would I be depriving anybody if I was to go ahead and pursue this? But I'm also getting here with that Seven of Swords, I'm feeling like you're wondering if you would be depriving yourself. So this is a real inner battle for some of you. And again, it's lining up with that Three of Swords. And I feel like this could be bringing you into sort of a negative place going into the month of May. So we're going to see what, I just want to see what they're telling you to do here. And I love the tarot, I tell you. So what they're telling you here, the Six of Swords, we've got the Wheel, and we've got the Eight of Cups. Aries, if you are thinking about starting a new job, starting a new career, if you're looking at where you are right now, and you feel like you would be more content to do something else. Now, this doesn't need to be always with a job. This could be with a career. Maybe you are with a relationship, I meant to say. Maybe this is a relationship that you're letting go of. Maybe you're feeling guilty, but this time, in quarantine, has sort of showed you somebody else's side. Maybe this is not a relationship that you want to continue. Basically, I feel like there's something in here that you're wanting to let go of, that you have found that inner strength, that inner balance, that recognizing your own beauty, not just externally, but internally and within yourself, within your soul. And again, that self-love card coming up. What these are telling you here, we've got the Six of Swords, all right? So the Six of Swords, it always talks about moving ahead. It's leaving past behind and moving into, calmer waters. The Wheel of Fortune, these are things changing, and usually for the positive. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying, you know what? It's okay to let it go. The Eight of Cups is walking away. And I feel like there's going to be some of you throughout the month of May or going into the month of May here, that are really thinking about letting something go. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of you that are going to be taking that step. So if you're wondering about confirmation, should I take this step? Should I take this leap? Should I go ahead and do it? The tarot is saying, yes, do so. That Sun coming up, it is saying here, your intuition, that inner intuition that you've had, become that phoenix rising, okay? Raise yourself from the ashes, and those dreams and those desires that you have been wanting, or you've been wanting to let go of, to move to something higher, or a higher state of, absolutely, it's saying to go ahead. That Sun card coming through, no matter which path you choose the one that is going to give you that contentment if you can. Because the cards are saying here, this is the time to go for it. And I feel like some of you, you've been wondering, should I or shouldn't I? And they're giving you that confirmation. Yes, go ahead and do it. Move ahead. Absolutely take that chance. So we're going to look into relationships now. We're going to see what energies are around for Aries in the relationships. Just give me 1 second. All right. And I'm hitting my camera there. All right. So these are the romance angel cards. We're going to start off with these. And then we're going to get clarifiers, okay? So we're looking into relationships with Aries for the month of May. Romantic feelings. Passion. Okay. You know, so remember how we got that Three of Swords in the first set here, Aries? And remember how we talked about, you know, this might be something that, you know, you were thinking about leaving or walking away from. Well, that's kind of what these cards are saying. So for some of you, remember, this isn't going to resonate with everybody, and that's okay. But I feel like this is coming up for a reason for many of the Aries people that are out there right now. What it's really saying here is I feel like throughout this process of, you know, us being in quarantine, us having to, you know, really do a lot of self-reflection, the time where we might not be able to be with our partner, or maybe it's the opposite, we're with our partner all the time. I feel like there's a lot of things that happened throughout that time for Aries, and it is saying here, you know, deception. I feel like through that process, a lot of people, and this even could be you, Aries, but I'm immediately getting that this could possibly be from somebody else, okay? And somebody has shown you their true colors, their true self. And you know, that Three of Swords, you know, card, they may have even shown you that there was somebody else in the picture. And, you know, again, that self-love card, you know, from the first round came up, and, you know, for you to regain that strength. If some of you have gone through, you know, a possible breakup, or maybe you found out that there was a third party playing in, and somebody was being, you know, very deceptive towards you. And unfortunately, you know, I feel like with this, you know, this time that we've been all going through, again, a lot of masks have come off for people. We're seeing people in new lights that we may not have noticed or seen before. But it's also saying here that there was some codependency possibly within that relationship on your side. Okay, and it could have been also on their side too. I'm not putting any blame on you, Aries, in any way, but I do feel that there was some codependency within that possible relationship, or a relationship around you. This doesn't always need to be romantic, but you know what it is showing here, that you did deal with some codependency, some deception. It's also telling you here, you deserve to be loved. You know, your feelings, like you can be a very, very loving person, and it's telling you exactly that. It's also saying here, allow, like you should be with somebody who is allowing your heart and your soul to sing, right? And I feel that for some of you, a new person has come in. This could be a new person on their side, but I actually am feeling for many of you that this is a new love coming into your life, Aries. Okay, so this is what we're looking into. Now remember, again, this doesn't always have to resonate with everybody. There might be some of you that are very, very happy within your relationships, and that's fantastic. I just do feel that sometimes when these readings come up, they are for people who really, you know, when cards like this come up, they're just for people who really, really needed to hear them at that time, okay? And if they're not resonating with you, that's okay. It just means that they're not, that this round, maybe, perhaps, isn't for you. All right. So what we're getting here is the Judgment card, deception, the Judgment card. And we're also getting that Two of Swords. We're getting the Fool. We're getting the Three of Cups. And we're also getting the World. So looking at this right off the bat, Aries, what I'm receiving here, I feel like some of you, You're ending a cycle. Okay, this could possibly be with somebody that you've done this cycle before with. Okay, you've gone over and over and over, you know, in this same relationship with somebody, or it could be a repeated pattern in several relationships is what I'm getting. And again, that codependency coming in, you know, is really, it just keeps standing out to me. And I feel like some of you have had, you know, whether it's somebody being codependent on you or whether you're being codependent on somebody, I feel like that cycle is about to end. Okay, and I feel like this time, you know, in the quarantine has really brought that up to the surface. It's also telling you here to take a leap of faith. I do feel a new person coming in for some of you. It doesn't always have to be a new person when we talk about new love. The new love card can be a resurgence in an old relationship. Okay, so if there's some of you that are scared, you know, about the new love and you're with somebody, you know, don't worry too much. Basically what it's also saying is this can be a new energy within the relationship. Maybe a relationship was stagnant before, you know, and you were feeling like that codependency. What it's saying here is a new energy coming in, making that the energy of that relationship revitalized, happier. I'm feeling like some of you during this time with the deception and the Two of Swords, I feel like some of you, yeah, you knew what was going on behind the scenes, and you were debating if maybe you weren't following your feelings. Maybe you weren't following your intuition or your judgment. Maybe some of you were really struggling as to what your next step should be. Like you needed that leap of faith, that Fool card coming in with that, you know, do I take that step forward? Do I walk away from this person? You know, sometimes we're scared to walk away because we're scared that, you know, we're not going to meet somebody else or nothing else is coming through. And we'll stay in these horrible, crappy relationships instead of moving forward. But this is saying here also that new love. And if it was a relationship that you were in, you know, maybe a long-term relationship, but you just weren't feeling that satisfied. You were debating, do I walk away? Do I walk away? What do I do? It's saying here, you know, there possibly could be a new energy within this relationship. Maybe this time, you know, being stuck together or whatever has re-energized that relationship. So we're just going to look into another set here. And we're going to get some more clarifying cards in regards to your current relationships. I probably keep hitting my camera, and I'm so sorry about that. Okay. Love. Third eye chakra. Sacral chakra. Win or lose. And the listen. All right, so this is what we're getting immediately. This is what's coming through for me, Aries. All right, so what I'm getting, you know, we talk about love, we talk about new love. I feel like this last month, going into May, like maybe this has been, you know, March and April, I'm right away looking at these cards, and I'm feeling a lot of tension from the sacral chakra. So for those of you who don't know where the sacral chakra is, it is around your belly button. Okay, just around your belly button. And it's sort of like that. It is that, it's that chakra that, you know, like when you feel that bellyache or you feel that hurt inside and you're kind of like, oh, something is wrong. It's just that feeling like, you know, something is wrong. Or maybe it's a gut feeling, literally the gut feeling where, you know, do I follow this instinct? This is what I'm getting from that third eye chakra. I feel like you already knew. So we're looking at this Two of Swords here and that third eye chakra. And, you know, when the Two of Swords comes in, this is sort of like making decisions but it's also being blinded. Like you're having to work off of your intuition sometimes, but it also sometimes can mean that you're not seeing things for what they are. But here's what I'm being told is that with that third eye chakra coming in, you didn't know. You didn't know. You just kind of needed that confirmation. And some of you may have received that confirmation. Some of you might be looking at this reading going, I think she's giving me the confirmation that I need. But what it is saying here is that at some point in some of your relationships, and again, this isn't going to apply to everybody, but we do have this Five of Swords energy. And when that Five of Swords comes in, it is very, this is somebody win or lose. This is somebody who, I'm getting two things with this win or lose. The first thing I'm actually getting is this could actually pertain to you, and that you need to listen to your intuition. Okay. And it's telling you to go forward. It's telling you to take that leap of faith, go forward. You can leave those past cycles behind, because if you decide to go ahead and you leave the codependency, you leave people that have been deceptive to you in the past, and you decide to move forward, listen to that intuition, you can be strong enough to just walk away from that, leave that cycle, and find a new love. And it's also telling you here, you deserve it. Okay, you deserve that passion, you deserve that romance that you have been craving, and it's telling you, go ahead, please do. It's telling you, and you just weren't listening. Right? You needed that confirmation. I feel like for some of you, though, I feel like some of you were debating about your current relationships, and this is what I'm getting. And you were debating, should I leave them? Should I stay? Maybe that time in quarantine has, really put you through the toll, because those masks came off with people. I feel like there's a lot of love in some of the relationships here. That this is what I'm getting. That some of you do have a lot of love for your current relationship. And I feel like in the past, you may have been debating if you should take that walk or take that leap of faith and take that walk away from them. But then somehow a new energy of that new love came in. And again, that doesn't mean a new person always. It means that strong energy of the bond that the two of you had. Maybe you needed something like this to look at your current relationship and go, damn, this is really the person that I want. Like, this person has really proved themselves to me throughout this time. So Aries, I want you to take this, how it's coming through. I'm really feeling here that there's a new change coming through for you. Okay, either way, the bottom line is going to be new love, whether it's new love within your current relationship, making it stronger, or you decide to walk away from that deception. And that deception card is very much also, this win or lose, right? This Five of Swords energy, and you decide to take it and walk away, allowing yourself, opening yourself up to a new love coming into the future. All right. So I hope that that's helped for some of you. Please leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear if this has helped you. If any of those messages were, if you understood the messages that were coming through. We're going to just close it off with some messages from the universe. I'm just going to move these out of the way. And seeing what Spirit has to say to us as we're going through the month. And remember, some of these energies too, this is a May forecast. So you might be walking in from April into May with some of these energies, or these energies could play out throughout the month of May. If they resonate with you, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Tell me what you, tell me how you felt about them. Tell me if they made sense to you, if you resonated with any of them. So we're going to pull up 3 of these. Yeah, okay, so here's where we are. We've got the Hunter. It says track down your fears and desires. This very much goes with what we just talked about with that Two of Swords energy, you know, taking off the blindfold, the Fool's energy of just moving forward, allowing yourself to follow your own guidance, right? Take that leap of faith. The Mother Earth, feeling loved and comforted. Well, she already came through. That Empress card already came through in the first round that we had done. And, you know, it talks about taking care of yourself. You've got to follow your own, passion, you've got to take care of yourself. You know, it's your life, Aries, right? You've got to follow those passions. You got to do what makes you feel good. As long as we're not hurting other people, obviously, you know, like in a horrible physical way or anything like that. But you know what I'm getting at. All right. I feel like some of you haven't been taking care of yourself, but up until, you know, maybe recently, maybe now you're starting to realize like it's time for me to take care of myself. I've always been taking care of others. It's time for me to take care of myself now. So with the Hunter, we've got that Four of Air. So this is that Four of Swords energy, but this is also like the Hangman's energy, okay? And it says time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. So this is very, very much like that Hangman energy, okay? It's time to really, you know, go inside of yourself, track down those fears and desires, and you can do that through, you know, meditation. Take a step back as to what it is that you desire, what it is that you want. It's funny because this Mother Earth energy coming, you know, saying feeling loved and comforted is coming through with the Ace of Pentacles. And it's talking about an inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. But for me also, the wording itself might, you know, resonate with some of you. But when I'm actually looking at these Two of Cards, intuitively what I'm picking up is that for some of you, maybe many of you, it's also saying it's time to ground yourself in your own energy. Take care of yourself. This Mother Earth and the Ace of Pentacles. These are both very strong, grounded cards. And in order for us to, I guess, live our best life, to feel our strongest, we need to be grounded. And it's time to take that Four of Swords energy. Look into your own fears and desires, you know, see what is holding you back, whether this is creativity, whether this is relationships, whether this is love. It's time to take some time to yourself and really focus in on what you want, Aries, okay? And it's also saying here, mountains, stand your ground, and the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is talking about relationships develop to a new level, trust your intuition, care for yourself and others. Exactly what we had just talked about when it came to the relationships within your spread. And it's really saying here, stand your ground. You know, here's the thing is a lot of times, sometimes we will get drawn back into somebody who possibly could have been deceptive, or maybe we see them in a different light because they took off their mask. And it's saying here, if that didn't make you happy, stand your ground. You know, it's stand your ground. You can develop that relationship. Okay, I actually said that wrong. What I'm trying to say is that, you know, when it talks about relationships developing to a new level and trusting your intuition, it also talks about trust your intuition in regards to standing your ground. If you're feeling that something isn't right for you, Aries, it's time to walk away, and it's safe for you to walk away, but take that time and really contemplate it. You know, track down what is holding you back from pursuing, you know, the life and the love that it is that you want and desire and absolutely deserve. So that's what I'm getting here. I'm also feeling too, with the mountains and stand your ground, I'm feeling for those that are in a committed relationship and, you know, you felt like this relationship has gone that next step into a more positive light, I meant to say. I'm also getting here, you know, with the stand your ground, I feel like, and that Queen of Cups, it feels as though you came to a place where you understood exactly what it was that you wanted for the future, and you're ready to hang on to it and make it even stronger going into, you know, the next phase of all of this, the next phase of your life, the next step moving forward. So Aries, I really truly hope that this has helped. Please leave comments down below if you feel this resonated with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your feelings on it. And thank you so much. And again, please check out the links below and my schedule for uploading. Thank you. Take care.